everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here, a very warm welcome to you. My name's Emily and I'm a knitter, crocheter and very occasional sewer. Today's episode is behind the scenes episode 8. So I will be taking you along with me as I have a bit of a crafty day. I will start off, well I say start off, I'm here. I will be writing a to-do list while I'm eating my breakfast this morning, and then I will go through that with you, give you an idea of what I'm going to try and tackle today. I've got a couple of ideas already and I have bought some yarn down. The table is a mess, so it's kind of why we're here at the minute, and plus I haven't written my list. It is stupid o'clock, it's 5:54 at the minute, so I've been up for about 20 minutes. Yeah, I wanted a lie-in today because I had a late night, but I tend to wake up around 5:30 because that's the time my alarm goes off anyway. So some mornings I'm absolutely buzzing, really awake and can't get back to sleep. So that was this morning, and I felt like if I stayed in bed I would have just been fidgeting and driving Rob up the wall, poor thing. So leave him upstairs, he can get a good rest. I might, when I take his cup of tea up, I might crawl back into bed for an extra 5 minutes. I don't know, I'll see how I feel. But yeah, I'm going to go write my to-do list as I eat my breakfast now. So I'll check back with you in a little bit. The sun has finally risen. It wasn't as beautiful as I thought it was going to be this morning because it's really misty. I'll just step outside and give you a view, but yeah, I'm going to have to be silent because it's still really early. I haven't got my watch on, it's charging, but yes, bear with me just a moment. I love this time of day. It's gorgeous, it's fresh, it's just perfect. I love it. It's a little bit damp out there, so I can't really grab any knitting and go outside, but that's fine. For those eagle-eyed among you, you may have noticed that you can see my fence now. It's a beautiful garden. It grows quite wild. We let it grow wild because we love all the animals and stuff that come and nest and live in the garden. But that fence was absolutely covered. I believe it's honeysuckle, and I can't remember what the other bush is called, but essentially we just cut. My parents have been coming over and helping me because I can't, it's a lot to do in one go, and plus it wouldn't all fit in my bin, so they've been coming over. All the pigeons home. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So we basically cut all the honeysuckle back because the problem is you can trim it and make it look nice, but then you're just going to end up with really dense dead stuff that's hidden by the living stuff. So we've just hacked the entire bush back to what you saw just, and I'm so happy with it. When we first did it, I was like, oh my goodness, it was just sticks sticking up. I was like, oh, I'm not sure this is going to come back, but they've sprouted. They look amazing. I mean, honeysuckle's pretty hardy. It just looks amazing. So hopefully next year that'll have grown a bit taller, and anybody who wants to nest can nest in there this time because it was too dense. Nobody could get in there to nest this year. So it was well overdue, so that's good. Pigeons, yeah, so we had a baby pigeon. We always have pigeons nesting, and obviously they have babies, but the pigeons come and nest. There's a bush out at the back, like above the fence at the back, and they tend to nest in there. I don't know why, but they do. It's quite hilarious because they just launch themselves at the hedge and then wiggle in. It's so funny. Rob and I love pigeons. I know they're not everyone's favourite, but oh my goodness, we've had this pigeon, baby pigeon. It was just wandering around the garden. Like, we'd go to the bin and it'd be sat by the bins and we couldn't get to the bins. I'll pop him some photos here of him. We called him Bruce. I don't know why, but Bruce just felt like the right name for him. He was beautiful. So his parents were obviously with him. And then when my parents came to help me do the garden, Bruce was sat on the fence right by our green bin. So we couldn't get to the green bin to put all the garden waste in. I was like, oh my gosh, Bruce, why? Because obviously I don't want to disturb him. I want to make sure that he's happy. But yeah, he flew the nest the day after. I say flew the nest, flew the garden, because he obviously flew the nest. Right, my arm's getting a bit sore. And yeah, this week, I think it was Wednesday, I saw him. He came back. I'll put the picture in. He's obviously grown a little bit more. He's looking a little more dapper. One of his parents was sat with him. Yeah, Oh, Bruce, love him. But anyway, let's get into the crafty goodness. Okay, it is time to address my to-do list for the day. It is what I would consider a reasonable hour. It's nearly 7:20, so kind of reasonable. And the sun is up, kind of. It's behind lots of clouds, you will have seen. But yeah, either way, I'm going to get stuck in now that I have actually finalised my list. So I will show it to you here. There we are. Now, yes, there's a lot on there. Yeah, there's more than has been previously. And I think I said in the last episode, I'm finally getting to this point where I'm learning what I can achieve in a day. And then I go ahead and write this list. So there's no logic. But yeah, I'm going to see what I can get done. I'll go through it with you now and place your bets. How many can I get done? Right, I'm going to start with the first one, which is, of course, Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery Quilt. This is the Tree of Life, so I'll put the box down there. And this is clue 8, that's where we're at. It came through yesterday, so just in time, which is great. These are all pre-cut pieces of fabric, and then every month we've been getting the PDF of how to piece everything together. So I will be doing that shortly, I hope. Half seven's a reasonable time to get the sewing machine out, isn't it? We've only got neighbours that side, so I'm as far away as I can be, but yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. I might wait until a bit later. I might try and do it at 9. I think that's more reasonable, isn't it? But anyway, this is the Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery Quilt Tree of Life, clue 8, and that is item number 1 on the list. The second item on the list is to finish my toadstool. So you haven't seen this because I cast this on not long after I did my podcast, actually, where I was saying, not my podcast, you haven't seen the video. But yeah, I cast this on not long after I'd done the podcast, because not long after the podcast I did the month-end wrap-up for the month of August. So you will have seen that video, so that's good. I'm not spoiling anything, but yeah, I cast it on not long after that. But this was one of my plans for the month of September. And if I hold this up, it's this pattern. It is the Sporing Toadstoll by Toft. So as you can see, I've done quite a lot of it. All I need to do is, there's a little, what's it called? A veil around here. I've got to do some stitching around the bottom of the toadstool as well. And then I've just got to do the spots and put his face on. But that's it for that. So that's achievable, I think. The only thing is, as I said in one of my videos, can't remember which, but one of the videos I did say that I find it difficult to place the spots because I just don't know where to put them. Don't want to get it wrong, you know? So yeah, that is the Toadstool by Toft, Sporing Toadstool by Toft. That should be achievable. The next one is to cast on Rob's Musselburgh Hat. Here is the yarn. Hang on. Oh good, I've actually written what size I need to make. Did I write down what size? No. That would be too clever, wouldn't it? So the yarn I'm using is Lang Yarn's Merino 120. I can't remember if I got this from when we were in Stockholm or from when we were in Bruges. I feel like it was a Bruges purchase, you know. Yeah, I feel like it might have been a Bruges purchase, but yeah, either way, I'm going to cast it on. This is his 49ers inspired hat, so obviously the red and the white. I asked him if he wanted gold or black, but he said no, he just wanted red and white. So this is the one where I've got to really think about it, because I am doing a white hat with a stripe of red, then I'm doing white, and then I'm changing to ribbing, which I'm doing in red, and then I'm only doing part the way back because the Musselburgh is a big long tube that has crowns on either end that you tuck in on itself. So I'm not completing the full Musselburgh because I'm buying some fleece that I'm going to use as the final part of the hat. So that's why I'm struggling with it, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got to figure it out, but I'm not going to get it done if I don't. So I'm going to cast it on, get that back on the needles because I did promise him. Right, so that's cast on the Musselburgh. Next item on the list is in here. Hang on. I should have got it out really, silly me. That can come out, right. So, it's gonna have to come out because I need to do it. Here we are, okay. So, this is a very messy demonstration of the Dotty Cardigan by All About Amy, and this is the back panel, and I've got the 2 front panels here. Why are they such a state? I thought I folded these. Shocking. So I've got the 2 front panels here, and the plan today with this is to sew up what I've got. So I will sew the 2 front panels to the back panel, then I will also seam along the shoulder part, so that way it'll all be together what I've got. And the issue that I found with the Dotty Cardigan, and I've had to do it on every single Dotty Cardigan, is that the sleeves in the pattern are too short for me. So this is the length of the sleeve. I finished the sleeve technically, and if I hold that against my arm, it's, yeah, you can see that it doesn't really go very far. So on my one I did extend it probably to about here. It could be because I chose perhaps a size that was too small for me, because it is an oversized boxy cardigan, so I imagine that would have something to do with it, but for me that's too big. So what I want to do is I want to get this pieced up and sewn together, then I want to hold the sleeve up against it. Now this isn't my size, but I can get a better idea of how much longer to make the sleeve. That's the plan. So because I'm just not comfortable casting off this sleeve here without having a better idea of how long it will be in comparison from the body onwards. So yeah, that's the plan for this. Yeah, I don't know where it's going to go right now. Hang on. Oh, there we go. So that is the plan for the Dotty Cardigan. I'm not going to pick up for the collar or anything. I just want to do the sewing up. So as I say, I've got an idea as regards to the sleeves. Okay, the next one is, I bring this over here. So this is my festive stocking that I've been working on. This is a gift. And what I want to do today on this is, oh, I was about to show you the, oh, actually, no, I can show you the pattern. Not the pattern, but I was about to show you the chart, which would have been awful. No, that is the chart. There we go. Right, so here we go. So what I want to do is do another colour panel. So I think it's this colour panel that I've got my finger on here that I want to do. I believe that's right. So I've got the one that I'm working on at the minute. I'm almost finished. I'm on the last round of this one. So then I want to do the next red section. And I think that's a good way to tackle it really, because at least then I've got another colour block done. And yeah, just get the project moving along a little bit more. But that is what I want to do on my festive stocking, yes. Right, the next item, I'm losing track of where I am, there's too many things on this list. I would like to wind the yarn for my Land of Sweets Cowl by Helen Stewart. I want to get this wound. Have I written cast on? Oh, I have. That's cheeky, isn't it? So it's just this yarn, it's not this one. I can put this one away. But essentially what I want to do, this is a 10-gram mini advent calendar from Siobhan's Crafts. This was her last year, her 2023 calendar, and it was called Merry and Bright. And I think it would make an absolutely beautiful Land of Sweets cowl. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get those all wound up today. I've got some little tags and some string, so I don't know why I'm doing that where you can't see it. I'm just fanning it out because it's beautiful. But essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to wind them up, and then I am going to get my tags and write the numbers so that I know which order they're going to go in. And there should be about 2 grams left over of each colour, which means that yeah, I might do a magic knot ball. Is that what it's called? A magic knot ball, where you tie them all together and you wind them up in a big ball, and then you can use it for like a scrappy sock or something. Might do that with the leftovers. I don't see why not. But anyway, here they are. They are absolutely gorgeous, and that is the plan today. So there's going to be a lot of winding of yarn. I will do it. Should I do it on my winder? Seems a bit excessive to get the winder out for 10-gram minis. It'd be quicker, so I'll get the winder out. But yeah, so that is another plan. Another plan, this one I'm really excited about, because for those who may recall, this is the yarn from the Wednesday, the 13 days of, what was it called? The 13 Days of Halloween box by Beehive Yarns. This was her last year's box, and it was Wednesday inspired. So Wednesday, the Netflix show, and it's absolutely beautiful. So there is the 13 colours. You can see that here. Absolutely gorgeous. I love that. And then this was the 100 gram extra. Why am I having issues with words? It is, I keep saying it's a reasonable hour, but I technically could be still early. That's my excuse. Anyway, and I've not had enough tea. Hang on. Just gonna have another sip of my tea. Oh. Plus, because the door is closed, I'm really warm. Anyway, so this is the 100 gram, and here are the 13 20 grams. So if you remember, I was saying about these that I wanted to do a Toaster tea by, who's it by? Oh wow, I've got my my business coach notes here. That's interesting. They are not part of the pattern. So the Toaster tea by the Crea Bear. I really wanted to do that, but then I realised the yarn is actually DK weight yarn, which is not ideal. So change of plan, because this is fingering weight. I could hold it double, but then I'm really unsure about the yarn usage and such. But yeah, so I went back to the drawing board and I discovered this pattern. It is the Lakes Stripe Tee by Ozetta, and I mean, look at it, it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. So my plan for this, it looks massive, but I think the yardage that I've got is okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to knock the camera. I think the yardage I've got is okay, so that should be fine. And my plan is, so I don't know if you can see, but these sleeves are separate to the body. So my plan is to do the collars, so the collar and the hem in this colour, so the 100 gram, and also do the sleeves in the 100 gram. And then I'm going to work out how thick to do the stripes, and the stripes are going to be these. I think that's going to work. I really hope there's enough of this yarn to do that with. So what I want to do today is I want to do the swatch. I'm not going to cast it on, I'm going to swatch it. I am going to use different yarn. I'm not going to use this yarn. I'm going to use a yarn base that is pretty much the exact same, so I can get an idea of the right needle to use and so on and so forth, and then I can start working out the stripes as well. But at least it's getting me a little bit moving on this. So although I am swatching, I'm not swatching with these colours, but at least I'm swatching. That's the main thing. So that is item number 7. Item number 8, I would like to cast these on. And these are the, because I don't have a pair of socks on the needle, so I want to get them on. These are the Lavender Moonflower socks by Twinset and Pearl, and as you can see, this is part of the Botanical Yarn Twinset and Pearl sock club. And this was it last year? Oh, I'm not sure it was last year actually. It might have been the year before. I think it was the year before, so 2022, is that right? I can't even get the ball band out. I don't think the year's on here, but this is actually September's instalment. So I got 12 month subscription. So each month you got the yarn, which is hand dyed by Botanical Yarn. What am I doing? You get the yarn, which is hand dyed by Botanical Yarn. And then you also got the pattern, which was designed by Twinset and Pearl. And I absolutely loved it, but I just didn't finish them all. So obviously I am on September's yarn. I've got October, November and December's yarn to use as well. So this is like 2 years after the fact. So I need to get them done, and I don't have a pair of socks on the needle, so I want to cast these on. Plus, this means that I can take it to Bruges with me as an option to work on when I'm in Bruges, because a pair of socks, always handy when you are out and about. The same with the cowl actually, but yeah, so I want to get those cast on. The final item on my list, so item number 9, I think this is the most I've ever had on my to-do list. Item number 9 is I really want to cast this on, and this is the, let me find the name, it is the Crown Prince Pumpkin by Toft. Isn't he lovely? He's gorgeous, he is. So I want to cast him on. In theory, it shouldn't take too long. There's not a lot to it, but you never know, it might take ages, so we'll see how we go. Just seeing if there's any new techniques in there that I haven't done before. No, all seems pretty normal, so yeah, very exciting. So I want to cast him on as well because I am trying to get all of my Toft autumn makes made, really. Apart from Marley the Ghost Bird, I feel very intimidated by Marley at the minute, but yes, anyway. So, those are all my items that I want to do. Let me know below, do you think I'm being overreaching? How many do you think I'm going to get done? I'm quite intrigued and I'm raring to go actually. So I'm going to open the door and I'm going to sit and work on, possibly the Dotty Cardigan, being as it's all out and just strewn about. And then I'm going to wait until at least 8:30 before I get my sewing machine out, because I think that's more of a reasonable hour. I will obviously close the door when I'm sewing just to lessen the noise a bit, you know, you've got to be really responsible and thoughtful of the neighbours. If it was up to me, I'd be sewing all night, but yeah, anyway, so I am also going to do my best to resist, because I started, oh my gosh, quickly, restarted my game on No Man's Sky. For those of you who don't know, I'm a massive gamer. I love gaming, and Rob has been playing No Man's Sky recently, and they've recently had a really good update, so you can now go fishing in the game. I'm so excited. So I restarted my game because I got lost and I lost my base, and it was madness in the last game that I had. So I've restarted, started playing it last night, and I ended up on this really trippy planet, just crazy. So yeah, really excited to get stuck back into that, but I'm going to resist today and I'm going to do as much as I can here, and then I'm going to have a massive gaming session tomorrow because the American football starts as well, so I can only game in the morning until the American football starts. So the American football doesn't start till 6. I think my team are playing, so I support the Tennessee Titans. So yeah, we kind of tanked last year, it wasn't great, but got rid of all our good players. Bayard, why did we get rid of Bayard? Anyway, let's get stuck onto the crafty stuff. I will see you all in a little bit. Hello everyone, a really quick check-in. It's nearly 1 o'clock. I am still in my pyjamas. So I've decided to come upstairs and actually get dressed. I was going to go on my bike, but when my friend came to stay, because the bikes are in the spare bedroom, we have to put them away in the garage. So it's not set up. So I need Rob to set it up. He's playing video games at the minute, bless him. I have asked him to set it up, but now I'm kind of thinking I might not go on my bike because I am absolutely shattered. I'm really tired. My energy is just depleted, which is really annoying because I started off the morning full of beans, ready to go, hence the giant list. Yes, the giant list. You will have seen I've done the Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery Quilt Clue 8. That is done. I did do a bit of knitting on my festive stocking as well. With regards to anything else, nothing so far, and we are, nearly 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So, plan of action, I am going to get dressed. I am going to probably skip going on the bike. I'll see how I feel, actually. I'll see how I feel in a couple of hours, because I have just eaten lunch. So, yeah, it's not going well. Who knows? A miracle may happen and I may get everything done. But, yeah, not going so well at the minute. And I am starting to regret the fact that I decided to add 9 items to my list. Not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. But anyway, I am, as I said, going to get dressed and then I'm going to do some more. Speak to you in a bit. Afternoon everyone. As you can tell, I am on my bike. I am just about to do my route. I can see some updates actually. I've not been on the bike for a long time, far too long actually. So we've set up the route. I'm going through the jungle today. I use a program called Zwift, and essentially my bike is here. It is indoors. I'll show you in a moment. And yeah, we just kind of set ourselves up so that we can just go on the bikes whenever we want. And Zwift simulates different terrains, so I think today's route is going to be mostly flat, but where there are hills it will increase the tension on the bike to kind of simulate going up a hill, and the same in reverse, so when I'm going down a hill it will feel a lot easier. It's always good going downhill. So yeah, really excited to be back on the bike. I have let myself go a little bit. I've not been doing as much exercise as I used to, and I'm quite excited to get back into it. Also, my apologies, if you can hear a rumbling, there's a fan going on. So I'm going to quickly show you the setup, but just bear in mind, this room is a tip. This is the eBay room, the sorting stuff out room. eBay corner is there. Everyone's got one, right? It's fine, absolutely fine. So I'm going to turn you around, just quickly show you the setup, and then I'm going to get going because I'm in the world and I'm ready to go. So, yeah. Alright, so for those who haven't seen this before, this is Zwift, that is me. I am sitting stationary. If I start pedalling, I will eventually start moving. Here we go. Alright, we're going. So it should be quite a nice little route today. It's not one I've done before, so I'm excited. But yeah, so that is that. I've got my drink there. This is a table. It's on wheels, so it's pretty handy. I've got my fan, as you can see. It's a big industrial fan. This is highly recommended if you are cycling indoors on using a program like this. This is the bike on its stand just behind me. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do this. There we go. You can see the trainer just there. So that is, sorry, that's like a real close-up of my derriere. My apologies. But yes, so this is where I'll be for the next 30 to 60 minutes. It's exciting. Woohoo! On we go again. Hello, I have just finished on my bike. It took me, I did about an hour's session, which was nice. I am very, very tired now, so I'm going to go for a shower. As you can tell, the light is fading. It is 5:30, and what I've decided to do is to carry on crafting. I'm going to record what I can, dependent on the light, so you might not see any more footage of what I get up to tonight, but as I say, I will keep crafting, and then tomorrow morning I will do my wrap up, and then yeah, that will be the video. So yeah, I'll speak to you properly again in the morning. Good morning everyone, I am back for my final check-in of this video. I almost said of today. It's not today, it's the day after. I am wearing different pyjamas, but it is the day after. So yeah, I am going to go through my to-do list. I do apologise for the lack of footage with regards to working on things, but after my bike ride yesterday, the light was fading very, very fast, and the footage that I could have got might have been pretty rubbish, to be honest, but I probably should have just filmed it anyway. That is my mistake, so I do apologise for that, but the majority you will have seen. I'm trying to think, no, actually, the majority you haven't seen, so I do apologise. Yes, I am very sorry for that, but I'm going to go through the list and see how many I actually managed to get done. Anyway, right, I'm looking at the list, but obviously you can't see it, so let's go through it. The first item on the list was the Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery Quilt Clue 8. This is the Tree of Life, and I did it. So I've got 4 blocks here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 blocks. They're all the same, but this took me longer than I thought it was going to, actually, because I don't know if you can see, but there are loads of different panels. So there was a lot of fabric to sew together this time. So yeah, it just took a lot longer than I thought, but it is done. Really pleased with that. So that can go over there, and that's a tick on my list. The next item, yes, you can just see him there. The next item is the Sporing Toadstool by Toft. I wanted to finish this, and I've done it. So here he is. He's got his little face, he's got his spots, and he's really sweet. I unfortunately didn't grab the other 2 to hold them all together to show you them, but when you see my podcast, so it'll be next week, so I don't know the date off the top of my head, but anyway, next week's video, so on Thursday at around 4 p.m. UK time, you'll see them all together, so it was really exciting. But yeah, here he is, little cutie. I am so happy that he's done. Yeah, really happy. So that is another tick, starting off well. The next item on the list was Rob's Musselburgh to cast it on. As you can see, I have not cast it on. I don't know if you have this, but there's a specific set of needles that I use for my Musselburgh hats. And I say Musselburgh hats plural, like I've made many. I've made 1 to finish, and then I started this one. But I had a specific needle that I was using, and it was perfect. But I've no idea where it is. I've looked high and low for it. I cannot find it. So that kind of disheartened me, and I decided to keep putting this off. But I have my sets, my interchangeable needles here to kind of encourage me to just grab a set of needles and cast it on. I also need to find the pattern. I can't remember where I've put it. But yeah, all the excuses are coming out on this one, I'm afraid. I'm very hesitant to cast it on. I want to cast it on, but I just feel a bit, because I've got a lot of thinking to do with it. But anyway, Rob's Musselburgh has not been cast on, but I am going to grab some needles and I'm going to do it magic loop, because otherwise I'm just going to keep putting it off, and I don't want to. So there we are. That is the Musselburgh. I unfortunately have done nothing on that one. I'm running out of room already on my little side part. Right, okay, the next item I have left over there, which is not very helpful, but it is the Dotty Cardigan, and I wanted to sew the front panels to the back panel, but I haven't done it, which is why it's not here, and I don't know why I've left it over there, but I have. It's early. But yeah, obviously the intention was there, but I just haven't done it yet, because when I finished my bike, it took me a lot longer than I had initially planned, which was fine, absolutely fine. But yeah, it just meant that when I'd finished, I just didn't really have the brain capacity to do it. And then I was going to sew it up this morning, but then I thought no, because it's a crafty day, so I didn't really want to do too much this morning. I have done a little bit, but that's just because I like to knit when I eat my breakfast, so I'll show you that in a moment. But that is on a different project, not on the Dotty Cardigan. So the Dotty Cardigan I will aim to do this week, because I would really like to get it sewn up. I've got something in my eye, fantastic. It's a good morning. So yeah, I really want to get that sewed up, because then I can, as I said at the start of the video, I can then gauge how long I need the sleeve to be, because I do feel like I'm going to have to lengthen it. Yeah, I'm not sure why they're so short, unless I'm knitting them wrong. I don't know, but as I've said before, I've made 3 of them, and every single one I have lengthened the sleeves from the pattern. Yeah, it's just what I've done, and I'm really happy obviously with the sleeve lengths because I feel like they fit how I envision the cardigan to fit. But anyway, that is a no on the Dotty cardigan. The next item is the festive stocking, and what I wanted to do was I wanted to do another colour block. So here it is, and I have done it. Oh, I'll turn it, no, that was fine. And I have done it. So I was on the green, and then I wanted to finish that green. I was only doing the plain stockinette stitch, and then I just needed to swap to the red, which I've done, and I wanted to finish that red block, which I've done, which is fantastic. I'm really, really pleased that that is done. That's another colour block. If I can keep going like that, like every other day maybe, do a colour block, you know, it's gonna get there. But yeah, that's how it looks. It's gonna be is it a forethought heel? I feel like that's what it is. So where this orange yarn is, that is where the heel placement is going to go. So yeah, getting there on it. But yes, that is the task ticked. So that's always a good thing. I'm just going to pop it there. So that's another one. That's 3 out of 5 so far. The next one was to wind up my yarn from my Siobhan's Crafts advent calendar from 2023. So I didn't really go into this too much in terms of why, because essentially I've got 2 advent calendars from 2023 that I haven't used yet. So I really want to try and get them out the way before the new advents come in, because I've got quite a few coming this year. So that's the reason why I am adamant about using this as soon as possible. But as you can see, I have wound up. I've got all the skeins are now caked, and they've all got the numbers attached to them, so I know exactly what I'm looking at and what I'm looking for when I change to the next colour. These were a bit fiddly to wind. I've got to be honest, they were really fiddly. I don't even know why, but I got into a right tangle, which is why there's not that much footage when it came to winding these on and casting on. Spoiler, I have cast on. But yeah, I had real trouble, and I don't know why, because they're only 10 gram minis, so you'd think it'd be really easy, but it wasn't. It was a real nightmare. I don't know why. But yeah, I did get the ball winder and the Swift out, and wound those up. But yeah, they took a lot longer than I planned, which was a little bit annoying, because I was hoping to get a lot more done yesterday, but I couldn't because cotton cuts took longer. These took ages to wind. And yeah, it kind of set me back a bit. So I think that's another reason why I went on my bike, because after I'd wound all of these, I was like, I need to just do something mindless. So I thought, yeah, I'll get on the bike. I'll just get the bike in. So I did. It was good. I was really glad that I did do that, actually. But yeah, all that to say, they are wound on, all organised, very organised for me. And then I have this little project bag, obviously, because I didn't want to put them in there. I didn't want to put the project in here and then get the yarn tangled. I only want to go in here when I need to grab a cake out, basically. So I've got a separate project bag. This is a Siobhan's Crafts bag, so I thought it was very appropriate. And I have cast on. Let me grab that. I can't really show you a massive amount because I've cast on, and I'm actually on colour number 2. So that is what is left of colour number 1. There's actually about 5.7 grams left of colour 1. There we go. That's about 5.7 grams left of colour 1, and I'm starting on colour 2. As you can see, there is not a massive difference between them, so you can't really see, other than the change of stitch, you can't really tell that the yarn has changed, which I knew going in that was going to be the case, because they are, for one, they're very busy yarns, and for two, the colours kind of, not necessarily fade, but they kind of look like they could fade into each other. They are very subtle changes, which I am absolutely okay with, because look at this. Look at it, it looks amazing. It looks so beautiful. So the pattern I'm making, as you saw earlier, is the Land of Sweet Cowl by Helen Stewart, and it's absolutely brilliant. I'm really enjoying it, and it has actually become bedtime knitting as well, because I knit on this a little bit in bed, and then I joined colour 2 this morning while I was eating my breakfast, and I'm really enjoying it. It was a really fun project, actually, and I think the reason I'm enjoying it so much is because of how bright and lovely these colours are. Merry and bright, there we are, absolutely lovely. So yes, I have definitely cast that on, and I've definitely wound the yarn up because it was a bit of a nightmare yesterday. But that is that one. So what's the next one? Swatch for the Lakes Stripe Tee. So that's this one. This is what I'm going to be making, hopefully, if my swatch comes out okay. This is what I'm going to be making in place of the Toaster Tee for my Beehive Yarns Wednesday 13 Days of Halloween. Let's try that again. Beehive Yarns 13 Days of Halloween calendar that came out last year for Halloween, and it was Wednesday inspired. So this was the 100 gram full, and then just briefly, those are the colours. So the plan, as I said earlier, is just to do the sleeves in the 100 gram, the collar and the hem in the 100 gram, and then stripe all the other colours down the body of the sweater. The plan was to swatch, but I haven't done it because that would have used brain power that I didn't have yet. I need a haircut. That would have used brain power that I just did not have yesterday. I don't know what happened. My body just decided we're done with the thinking. So that is why that didn't happen either. The next item was to cast on the Lavender. Let me pull this out a minute. Apologies. Could you tell I'm in slow motion this morning? Was to cast on the Lavender Moonflower socks by Twinset Pearl, and this was the Botanical Yarn Twinset Pearl Sock Club September socks from, oh gosh, I can't remember when, 2 years ago I think. And yes, as you can see, I have cast on. I've not done a lot, but that was not the idea. This was just to cast on. So these, I've just started on one sock one's cuff. These, the reason I wanted to cast them on, I wasn't very good with explaining why I wanted to cast all these things on. There are two reasons. One is I was watching Alex at My Yarny Corner, and she was starting a lot of cross-stitch, well I say a lot, a couple of cross-stitch projects in her last podcast, and I was just, oh yeah, I've got quite a few projects I need to cast on. Maybe I should have a cast on weekend. So Alex, thank you very much. You have encouraged me to get these projects cast on. So yeah, really happy that this is, oh hang on, I'm tangled. It's always the way, isn't it? Right, okay, that's a bit better. Oh gosh, I'm going to leave it. Right, so, and another reason I've cast this on is because we go away next week. So I really want a project that I can take in the car with me and just knit on. Socks are usually really good for that. Yes, I have to concentrate a little bit, so that could be why I need the cowl as well. So I'll probably take the cowl if I've not finished it, because I'm really enjoying it. I will take the cowl and my socks, maybe another project as well, because we know what I'm like. Whenever I go anywhere, I have to take multiple projects. So these are on the needle now, so that's going to make it a lot easier to take with me and work on while I'm away. So yeah. Two reasons. There is logic to the madness, promise. So that is cast on. That's another project, another task done, which is great. And then the final item on the list, which is item number 9, was to cast on the Crown Prince Pumpkin Pie Toft. And let me show you him. He's gorgeous. He's so sweet. I absolutely adore him. And if I can find it, I have cast on. Okay. Again, not done a lot, but the idea was I wanted to cast on. So there it is. And then I was thinking while I was making this, I was thinking, oh yeah, it's because I don't have a Toft item on the hook anymore. It's not true. I have Santa Claus on the hook, and I was like, oh my gosh, why did I not add Santa Claus to the list to finish at least the limb I'm working on? I just didn't think. So I've cast on another one instead of trying to finish the one that's already on the hook. So yeah. Some items, some projects, there is logic, but some projects there aren't. So, and I think you can tell this weekend I am a little bit all over the place, and very excitable when it comes to casting on, because I love casting things on. I think you know that. But yes, so I managed to cast him on, and he's going fantastic, because I would like him finished before October so that I can include him in my little display behind my the backdrop of my podcasting area. That was the plan behind that. So there is slight method to the madness, but also yeah, I just wanted to have a cast on weekend, if I'm honest. As I said, Alex really inspired me to get some things on the needles and hooks. So I've done it. I've done it now. It's fine. So thank you, Alex. Also, check out Alex's channel. She will be linked below. I love her channel. It's really, really good. So, that's it, I think. That's everything. Let me know what you have, if you have started. Oh no, hang on, it's not everything. My apologies. How many did I get done? So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 out of 9 done. So I mean, considering the list, that's not too bad. But I was definitely overreaching, and I think obviously I need to factor in that some things might take longer than I imagine, and I might not have the energy that I wake up with by midday. I should know this by now, but never mind. 6 out of 9, not bad. Quite pleased with that, actually. There were some that obviously were a lot easier than others, like just casting on, like the Crown Prince one. That was a really easy one because casting on crochet, I find that really easy. The Moonflower socks, easy socks. I find that easy anyway because I'm just so used to doing them now. The cowl was a bit troublesome though. A bit troublesome. But yeah, so let me know, have you been making a to-do list? Have you been ticking them off? What works for you in terms of, you know, if you've got a crafty day? What works for you in terms of structuring it? Do you structure it? I'm trying to structure it. I think you can tell that I am trying to structure it, and it does work for me because at least I know there's a list here, and I think that's why I overreach with my list, because if I overreach, then I know I've got a good selection. It's like with my works in progress. That's why I have so many works in progress, because then I've got a good selection to choose from that I can just pick up if I fancy, and then there's less chance that I'm not going to want to reach for something, because there's always something in the giant pile of whips that I'm going to want to reach for. It's usually the newer stuff though, so that's the flaw in that plan. But yeah, so let me know how you structure things, if you have any ideas or if you do anything. And yeah, I think that's it. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'm really looking forward to coming home and seeing you all. I say seeing you all, speaking to you all in the comments. And I look forward to just, yeah, filming a more up-to-date video as well, because next week's video will be a pre-record. No, it won't. Yes, it will. Sorry, my apologies. Next week's video will be a pre-record because I will be filming it this week. So when you see this video, I'll be filming it this week. And it will be a kind of a, yeah, just to give you a little placeholder. So you've got a video while I'm away. And then I'm looking forward to filming once I get back, because I'm going to hopefully try and get some footage of Bruges, and similar to what I did last year, just show you a little bit of Bruges, maybe do a bit of vlogging. I'll see how I get on, because I am going away with my whole family. Not my whole family, but my immediate family. So yeah, it's going to be quite a busy week. So I'll see what I can do. But yeah, all that to say, thank you so much for watching. As always, it means the absolute world to me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, wonderful weekend, and a wonderful week while I am gone. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video.